Okay, in this video we're just going to take a look at how much footage you can fit onto a kind of standard size micro SD card in the DJI Mini 3 Pro. And in this one we are looking at, we've got the SanDisk Extreme. It's a 128 gig V30A2, and this is one of the recommended cards from DJI, so I'll drop a link down below for all the recommended cards, and obviously pick the size that's right for you. But we're just going to go through and see how much we can fit onto this card, and then you can adjust that up and down as to which card you sort of plan on buying for the drone. So if we just put that in, actually before we do that, if we just take that out a second, we'll just cancel that, and then what you'll see on here, actually, if we let me just grab focus, it's kind of dark in this video just so you can see what I'm doing on the screen. So what we've got is the storage down here, and you can see if we don't have a card in there, there's not a great deal of internal storage, just over a gig inside the drone. So you can do about 4 minutes of HD footage, and you can do, if we jump into say 4K 60, the highest we can do on the Mini 3 Pro, you've got 1 minute of footage. So you really want to be using a card. Don't sort of take off and then realise, oh actually I can only get like a minute or two of footage. You want to have your card in there, have it formatted. I'll link up in the corner if you don't know how to do that. So this is, like I say, this is just a clear formatted card, and we'll just have a look what we can do. So once that's been put in, we should get the option, it will say preparing, and then it should give us the option to use that card. Just try and get as good a focus as I can get. Okay, it's not picked up the card for some reason. Just a second. Maybe that's not gone in properly. Let's just try that again. Okay, it's preparing the card. Let's jump in. Or maybe it's just, I think actually it's just not giving me the option to jump straight into it. There you go. So you can see here we've got the card registered. Usually it gives you a little prompt to ask if you want to use it, but it's not doing that, so that's fine. So at 4K 60 we've got 1 hour 53. So considering the battery life on the Mini 3 Pro is, it's around, they say 35 minutes. It's more like 25 to 30 in my experience. But let's say you're going full tilt, recording the whole thing, the takeoff, landing, everything. I'm using the battery hub, so you've got 3 batteries in there that you can cycle through. So in reality, absolute maximum, even if you've got 35 minutes on each one, we're looking at sort of 1 hour 45 tops that you could film, and that would be a lot of footage. So you're still within that, just about 4K 60, 128 gig card in there. So that really covers you for like the whole battery hub. And to be honest, I'm actually charging my hub whilst it's going through, but by the time I'm at this point, or usually before this point, I'm offloading footage onto my laptop or thinking about using a different card, because it's risky having that much footage on one card in the drone, because obviously the drone can be temperamental. If you have a crash, you could damage the card. If it goes in the water, you've lost it. So yeah, for me, I'm cycling through the cards anyway, but for me that's the perfect amount really. So 128 gig card for me is like, that's where I'm at really. And I have 2 cards and I can cycle through them if I'm really capturing a lot of footage for someone and they just want a huge footage dump of stuff. So that's 4K 60, and then if we drop down into say 24 or 25 frames, they're generally the same. We've got 3 hours, well, just over 3 hours, 3 hours 8 minutes there, so that's quite a lot of standard 4K footage. And then we've got the 2.7K option, which is a really nice option if you're delivering for HD and you just want a little bit of extra sort of room to either reframe or potentially even stabilize, because it can get a little bit choppy sometimes on the Mini 3, where if you've got quite windy conditions, so having a bit of scope to stabilize can be really useful. And with that we've got 5 hours 39, so a huge amount of 2.7K, and at the other end of it, 60 frames, we've got just over 3 hours, so again plenty of room for that. and 1080p, which obviously is our smallest HD. We've got 4 hours at 60 frames a second, or if we come down the other end, we've got 8 hours. It essentially just doubles it. So, you know, if you go and traveling or anything, and you're trying to capture everything on slightly lower, slightly lower, you're doing it at HD or whatever, you're really covered there. You've got loads and loads of space to do it. And like I say, I do split it out over a couple of cards normally. So for me, the 128 gig is like the right card choice for me. But like I say, you can just look into it. I'll leave a link to all of them. You can check out what what suits you. And yeah, hopefully this has helped. If it has, give the video a like. If you want to see more content like this, then please subscribe.